Hey guys, I'm Zach with GI Tactical, and we're going to go over a quick tip today. So today's tip is actually going to be how to clean the barrel in your electric gun. So what we brought here is the E&L that Tommy's doing some tests on, just to kind of demonstrate how you're going to clean your barrel inside your gun, and we'll even show you how to take it down and get into it. But if you like these kind of videos, make sure you comment, like, or subscribe to our channel. Or just click on the video, leave whatever kind of comment you like. You can even suggest things for us if you want to see something new in the future. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this. So the first thing you want to do when you go to clean your gun, just like you've been cleaning a real gun, is you want to check to make sure it's not in battery. So for a real gun, you would check to make sure it doesn't have a round in the chamber or anything. But here we're going to check to make sure we don't have a battery. So as you can see, there's no battery hooked up in here, so this isn't going to discharge on me. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the hop-up off. So for this model, I turn this wheel up to turn it off, so we're going to get it all the way off. The reason I'm turning this off is because I don't want the nub being pushed down into the chamber, because I don't want to be wearing down the hop-up bucking as I'm trying to clean it. So that's on the inside. So if you have a front wire gun, or if it's an AK and it's difficult to take down, then you probably just want to go in and turn your hop-up all the way off. You can use like a marker or something to mark your place on where you want to have your hop-up dialed in, or just redial it in after you clean it. The next thing you're going to need is your cleaning rod. These typically come in the box with your gun. And I typically recommend make sure you have some scissors on hand. You can use paper towels. Shop towels are typically what I use. We have some paper towels handy here. So you cut about 1.5 to 1 3/4 inch squares. If you're not really sure the size on that, what I typically do is I can use a rail cover like this. It's about the same size. I go a little bit further, or you can use 2 fingers. It's going to be about the size of 2 fingers typically. So you're going to take this patch. You're going to fold it in half, and you're going to want to basically push it through your eye on your cleaning rod, pull that through the other side, and then use silicone, which you're going to want to have airsoft grade silicone. You don't want to have anything that has petroleum in it. You don't want to use any kind of solvents or anything, so don't use like rim oil or CLP or anything like that. So I soak the patch with silicone. So I'm right-handed, and change sides here, and you want to get that down the bore. So push it in, and I spin as I push down the bore to kind of get as much of the excess material that could be inside the bore, whether it's plastic gunk from the BBs or dirt or dust that's gotten in there, any kind of grime. And you want to push until you hit resistance on the inline, and you don't want to push really hard, so that's why you want to go kind of slow. And then keep going in the same direction as you pull out, so you can kind of get a nice spiral motion in there. And you can see even for a new gun, we do have a little bit of like dark residue, just like the dampness and dirt that's inside the barrel. So you pull your wet wipe out, you do a dry one, so fold the cloth again, push it through the eyelet, pull that all the way through, and then with the dry wipe, get that in there, same thing. Push it down, spin as you go. I just do a clockwise spin all the way down. This is where if you have a bigger cloth, you're going to be a little tighter, and you might be able to get a little more traction about pulling the grime out of your barrel. And essentially what this is going to do is it's going to increase your FPS a little bit. It's going to polish your bore some, which means there's going to be less resistance on your BBs as they're flying out. So you're actually going to get a more accurate shot. You're going to get more power behind your shot, and there's going to be less friction on the BB. So it's also going to add even more power behind the shot. And that's basically it. You want to do a wet wipe and then a dry wipe, and you want to keep going until it comes out clean. So I could probably do another wet wipe in here and do a dry wipe behind it, and basically have a clean patch. But the wet wipe is the one you want to have clean patch. If you have an M4 system like this, where it's front wired, or rear wired, excuse me, you can take out your front pin like you can on this gun, and you can completely remove the hop-up from the system if you want to give it a full in-depth clean. So something like this, and then you can disassemble your hop-up, which there are plenty of videos about that. We may even do a video about how to disassemble your hop-up, whether it's version 2, version 3, or some similar ones. So with the hop-up turned off, I'll pull this out. You don't want to bind the bucking when you do it. So of course this is a new hop-up, so it's going to be a little tight to come out. There we go. Make sure your nub stays in place. We just set that right up. And there we go. That's the barrel. You can probably kind of see down it maybe. It's way a lot cleaner through there. So cleaning your barrel is going to add a lot of life and a lot more performance to your gun, and it's just one of those little tips that helps keep your gun going. So be sure to clean your barrel. Silicone, paper towels, shop towels, little 1.5 to 1 3/4 inch squares to cut out. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and it definitely increases the longevity and the overall performance of your gun. So stay tuned for our next quick tip. See you later.